Hi guys. All right, we are going to go over a video on integers, how to add and subtract integers. Okay, as we have gone over before, an integer is a number or a value or an amount that is either positive or negative. Okay, so integers are either positive or negative values, amounts, or numbers that we will see all over the place. So usually when we talk about positive, we've gone over before, positive means it's increasing, it's getting bigger, it's getting higher, there's more of it, okay? Negative means we're decreasing something, we're making it smaller, we're taking something away from it, okay? What we're going to go over here is how to add and subtract integers regardless if they are positive, negative, or there's a positive and a negative. So here we go. Okay, let's talk a little bit about adding. Okay, so if we had an example like positive 7 plus, let's go positive 4. So this is what we are used to in adding numbers. You take one amount, that's a positive amount, and you add another amount to it that is also a positive amount, and you get a larger positive amount. This is like having 7 positives, 3, 4, 5, 6, and one more, 7 positives, and we're going to add 4 more positives to it. 1, 2, 3, 4. When we do that, when we add positives together, okay, we're going to just add. When you're adding a positive, doesn't matter what this number is here, if it's positive or negative, don't worry about that. But when you are adding a positive number, you're adding. So this becomes 7 plus 4. Okay? Sorry. When we look at that, we know 7 plus 4 is 11. We can prove it by looking at our picture here using positive and negatives. We have no negatives. Okay? So we had 7 positives plus 4 more, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 is 11. If you want to put in the positive sign for the positive 11, you can. That's fine. Okay? But if you don't put in the sign, that's fine too. If there is no sign, that means it's still positive. It's positive 11. Okay? So this is showing it with numbers. This is showing it with number tiles. You can also show this one with a number line. So if you had a number line, and let's say right here on our number line is 0, and we're going to start off at positive 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right here is positive 7. Okay? And we're going to add 4 more positives. We're going to increase it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we end up right here. We're at positive 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Positive 11 is our answer. So 3 different ways to show it. Here's the original question. If you can just figure it out and write down the answer, that's fine. If you're still needing some help to figure things out, you just draw your pictures. Okay? Now, what if we took this and it became positive 7 plus negative 4? So if you read this question, this is the key to math. Read the math sentence out loud to yourself so you can actually hear what it's saying. This says you have 7 items, but you're going to add some, but you're going to add 4 negatives to it. Okay? So again, if you're unsure of what to do, you want to think of where you're starting. Positive 7, starting in the positives here. Okay, let's show with our tiles. So we have 7 positives. I'm just going to actually draw them straight across here for this example. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 positives. Then it says to these 7 positives, we're going to add 4 negatives. I'm going to line them up right underneath. 1, 2, 3, 4. When we have something like this, a positive and a negative together, this is what we call a zero pair. It is like you had a cookie and then you ate it. Now there's nothing. It's a zero pair. Okay? So you can see in this example, we have 4 zero pairs. These 4 negatives combined with the positives of our 7 positives. Here we have 4 zero pairs. They become 0. They're nothing. So what is left over here? Only 3 positives. So the answer here is positive 3. So if you look at that, at our answer, you can see that when we're adding and subtracting integers, if you are adding a negative, what you are actually doing here is subtracting. Up here, when we were adding a positive, we're just adding. It's becoming larger. Here, we're adding a negative. Oh, well, if you're adding negative amounts, we're actually subtracting. And that's what we did right here. So we got our 0 pairs and we were left with 3 positives. And a way to show that one on a number line, if that's the way your brain works. Again, start off on a number line. We're at 0. We're going to start at positive 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is positive 7 right here. And it says we're going to add 4 negatives. Negative means we need to go further down, further to the left on a number line. So we're here and we're going to go 4 negatives. 1, 2, 3, 4. That takes us to this one. That is 1, 2, 3. Positive 3 is where we ended up. Okay? In your notes, where you have written down your notes about positive integers, negative integers, and what integers are, I also want you to include this one. You go into your notes section now, and I want you to write down what a 0 pair is. 0 pair. When a positive and negative integer cancel each other out. Okay, that needs to go in your notebook. Make sure you have this written down, a 0 pair. Okay, so the 0 pairs make 0. So then you just count what's left over. Okay, so now we know if you add a positive number, you're just going to add. Okay, just add. We've also found out if you add a negative amount, you are actually going to end up subtracting. Okay, what if we took those same numbers? Okay, let's start off with positive 7 again. And instead of adding adding a positive or adding a negative, let's do some subtracting now. Positive 7, take away positive 4. Okay, so we look at this. This is just like regular adding and subtracting, we have 7, take away 4. Okay, we had 7 positives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then our math sentence is saying you have 7 positives and you need to take away 4 of them. 4 of them have to go away. 4 of them are getting canceled. 1, 2, 3, 4 are gone. What are we left with here? Positive 3. Oops, pardon me guys, equals is the same as positive 3. Okay? So again, we can see how when we had up here, when we add a negative, we end up subtracting. This same thing happens here. When you subtract a positive, you're subtracting. So if you subtract a positive number, the operation you end up doing is subtract. Okay, and to show this one on a number line, again, we do our number line. Start off at 0. Positive 7 is our initial number, our first number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's my positive 7. And it says take away 4. Okay, I'm going to take away 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I land here, which is at positive 3. Okay? And the last question I'll show you using a positive number first is positive 7, take away negative 4. Okay, so now we're subtracting a negative. If you say that out loud, take away the negative. Well, if I take away a negative, it just becomes a positive. So with this one, we're at positive 7. This tells me I need to take away 4 negatives. I don't have 4 negatives to take away. But if I take away the negative, it becomes a positive. So this becomes 4 more positives. Positive 11. When you take away the negative, it becomes a positive. So going back to our little rules here, if you take away, if your operation is subtract, and you're subtracting a negative amount, the operation you're actually going to do is add. You're going to add those two numbers together, not worry about the negative. Okay, because it becomes positive 11. Okay, on a number line, positive 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, positive 7. Take away the negative 4, there is no negative here, and we're taking away the negative. The opposite of negative is positive. So you're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, and you get to positive 11. All right, guys, we'll go over some more starting with negative numbers in the next video.